Christina here, wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Jimmy's Home Furnishings. Everyone deserves to ring in the new year with some restful sleep, so come check out our all-new mattress center and take advantage of year-end clearance specials. We're also offering 3 years of 0% financing on all of our newest inventory. Jimmy and his son Alex want to thank you for your continued support and wish you a happy holiday season. Located just 2 miles off exit 190 in Grovetown, Jimmy's Home Furnishings, where it feels like home.
On air and online, News 12's First Alert Traffic and Live Eye Camera Network is sponsored by Mountaineer Pest Services. Protect your home at StopMyBugs.com.
From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 live at 5.
'Tis the season to stay warm, but some in our community need your help to beat the winter chill. Just ahead, we're showing you how to help and how others in our area are stepping up.
But first, we're going to send things over to First Alert Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale to learn just how cold it's going to get tonight. Riley, a lot of blue there behind you on the screen.
Absolutely, guys. Another cold night up ahead. Luckily, not quite as cold as what we've seen the past couple of nights. We've seen some very impressive lows over the last couple of mornings. This morning, we actually did get down to 25 at Bushfield. A little bit colder in Thompson, down to 24. Danielfield did get down to freezing, but stayed in the low 30s. In the low 30s appears to be a good spot to where low temperatures should be able to drop to as we head into late tonight, early Friday. Here's a look across the region. So here in Augusta, Aiken, we have just a few high-level thin clouds as we get closer to sunset with current temps in the upper 50s. North Georgia, they have a few more clouds around, so that is keeping them closer to 50 there in Dahlonega. Here's our temperatures across the region. We're still at 60 in Aiken at that observation site, and then Thompson, you're at 60. Evans still a little bit warm out there, 63 degrees. Here's our evening planner. If you're stepping out, still going to be chilly, definitely grab the jacket. We'll have a few passing clouds. Winds will be very calm again, so not much of a wind factor tonight, and that should allow our temperatures to drop pretty efficiently again, most likely hitting the mid-30s even just before midnight. Now, we do have a little bit more moisture in the air, so that is going to prevent us from hitting the 20s across most spots tonight. I would imagine most spots kind of bottom out to the low 30s right around sunrise Friday. We are still expecting a warm up for the weekend. We'll have more on that in just a bit. Let's get a quick update on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert Traffic.
All right, taking a current look at I-20 and Riverwatch Parkway, and that sun is definitely getting lower into the sky, so westbound traffic, just make sure you have your sun visor down, but luckily not much traffic to report here near the state line. Now in Grovetown, exit 190, take a look at this. If you haven't been to this exit in a good while, it is going to look different for you. So we have the median kind of going up here, so remember they're expecting a very different traffic interchange at this exit here, so they're starting to come to fruition and definitely starting to see some progress, so maybe a little bit slow moving on Lewiston Road. Have an update on your Christmas forecast in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Riley. And temps this cold mean that you're probably not leaving the home without a coat. And while we may take it for granted, there are people in our own community who don't have that luxury.
And that's why places like the Salvation Army are holding coat drives. It's a chance for you to clear out your closet, you know, the things that don't fit you anymore, but you could really help somebody in need. Or Hallie Turner is live in our newsroom. And Hallie, there are so many organizations giving back to those in our area who are experiencing homelessness.
There are, and not only is the Salvation Army taking donations for a coat drive, but Toast of Augusta is too. And they're changing lives by one coat and a meal at a time. Our local Salvation Army has a coat drive going on right now up until the end of the month. Even though the coat portion stops on the 31st, you can donate shoes, pants, long sleeves, and other winter wear at any time of the year. Toast of Augusta feeds those who are also experiencing homelessness every month through their God's Grits event, and anyone can come and get a hot home-cooked meal at Toast. And Alex Moore says it's the simple things like a hot meal and a coat that change lives daily.
It really made me happy to realize that there's good in this world and not that everyone's out to get you, that not everyone hates you. Someone cares about you and wants to give you a helping hand.
Now, coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll hear more about this from someone who knows how this mission for a coat is personal.
Yeah, you never know how much you need one until you
Absolutely.
don't have one. Thanks, Hallie. A great reminder to check your closets and consider donating anything that doesn't fit, your children have outgrown, or maybe you just haven't worn in a while.
Yeah, and it's a great thing that so many people in our community are coming out to give, especially with Christmas just right around the corner. Thanks, Hallie, for keeping us updated on that. Well, just days after he was ordered to pay millions of dollars to two former Georgia election workers, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani is filing for bankruptcy. He's listed nearly $153 million in existing or potential debts, including hundreds of thousands of dollars in tax liabilities, money he owes his lawyers, and millions of dollars in potential judgments in lawsuits against him. Now, the biggest of those is the $148 million awarded to two former Georgia election workers who sued Giuliani for defamation over lies he spread about them in 2020. Giuliani had previously admitted in court to falsely accusing the women of ballot fraud. Giuliani has voted to appeal this decision, calling the high price tag ordered by the court absurd.
The Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, is calling for lawmakers to get rid of general election runoffs. He says Georgia is one of the very few remaining states using the general election runoff model. And next year, there will be a contentious presidential election. He says to give Georgia families a break and choose another option. Other states have gone with a ranked choice option, which asks voters to rank their preferred candidates in case of a runoff election on their general election ballot. Georgia's General Assembly convenes again in less than 3 weeks.
Candidates running for office in South Carolina can use campaign donations for a variety of expenses ranging from staff to yard signs to even some meals.
In 30 states, they can also use this money for child care, but not in South Carolina. Our State House reporter Mary Green has the details on a push to change that.
This bill has bipartisan backing in the House of Representatives. Its lead sponsor, Representative Spencer Wetmore, was part of just 2% of legislators serving here in 2022 who were moms to children younger than 18.
When we were first campaigning, it absolutely changed our campaign schedule so that we couldn't do what we wanted to on the weekends when most people are home, because of course toting around a 4-year-old doesn't exactly get you to 4,000 doors.
Wetmore's bill would allow candidates and office holders at all levels of government in South Carolina to use campaign donations for child care costs incurred while they're campaigning or performing official duties. Candidates running for federal office have been allowed to do this for several years. Under this bill, costs would only be covered for care from licensed providers to safeguard against abuse, and this could only cover incremental costs, so it wouldn't include normal child care or daycare expenses. Wetmore hopes enacting this will bring the voices of more younger South Carolinians to the table at the State House and in other offices like city councils and school boards.
Diverse democracy, diverse representation means that our policymaking process can represent all communities here in South Carolina. So ensuring that everybody in the chamber has diverse experiences from across our state makes sure that our policies really will reflect what our communities need.
This bill would also allow campaign funds to be used for dependent care. For example, office holders and candidates who serve as caregivers for spouses and parents. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
Lawmakers will be able to take up this and any other legislation when they return to session in early January.
One Georgia girl has an illness so rare only a handful of others know what it feels like. That's why her family is now advocating for more awareness surrounding this rare disorder. It's called SYNGAP1 related disorder. It's a genetic mutation that leads to a spectrum of symptoms from behavioral issues to seizures, growth, and mobility issues as well. The Jones family says it took years and extensive testing to get to a diagnosis.
Pretty blessed that she is one of the more highly functioning children with SYNGAP1.
She could be in a lot worse situation, and we're fortunate to have her. And you know that every time you see her, she just lights up the room.
Now the Jones family's quest for answers has turned into advocacy work with the nonprofit SYNGAP Research Fund. It's a way for them to help other families find community answers and hope earlier on.
South Carolina's seafood industry is taking a major hit, and it's happening right before the holidays. After this past weekend's stormy weather, DHEC has ordered a pause on all shellfish production along much of the coastline. This comes as it's the middle of peak oyster harvesting season. The pause is because Sunday's excessive rainfall led to an unhealthy amount of bacteria getting into the waters.
Been a little bit of a panic. It's like, oh no, the whole week this is one of the busiest times of the year for oysters. At the end of the day, the business we're in, our boss is Mother Nature, and she has spoken.
It's estimated this pause will greatly affect these businesses who are having to cancel holiday orders for fresh oysters and shellfish, with really no end to the pause in sight. DHEC says they are still continuously testing the waters for when the bacteria levels finally go back to normal.
Well, chances are we've all ordered something online this holiday season, and now workers are doing their best to get those packages to our doors just in time for Christmas. We'll take you inside a USPS facility to show you how it all works coming up next. Riley.
And we do have another night back below freezing for most spots, but warming up into the weekend before some rain does show up Christmas Day. We'll have that full forecast next.
Head to WRDW.com/Morning Mix to win a Morning Mix mug.
And tune in every Wednesday to see if you're a winner. The Morning Mix Mug Club, enter to win today.
iPhone 15 Pro, your husband deserves it.
Carolers, to tell me you want a new iPhone. A better plan is Verizon.
Wait, they take this break.
Yes, they will in any condition. Get iPhone 15 Pro and iPad and Apple Watch all on them.
Please forgive him.
It's all good, just a little awkward.
We'll wrap this up.
It's your last chance to turn any iPhone in any condition into a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE all on us. That's up to $1,700 in value, only on Verizon.
Find your present during the Chevy.
Happening now, the holiday travel season is officially here. AAA predicts U.S. airports will process some 7.5 million passengers between now and New Year's.
Well, predictions say this obviously could be setting a record for us here this holiday season. And this is a live look over at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. We'll get there now. We're not going to have a live look here, but this is probably what it looks like. A lot of people there traveling, where flights are taking people home to see their families for the holiday.
Yeah, and Riley, no matter where people are flying or if they're driving this weekend, we're now, seeing it live. The weather looks like it's behaving at least before Christmas.
Yeah, I would say up and down the eastern seaboard, if you're traveling before Christmas, you look okay. The active weather pattern will be across the western U.S. before Christmas, and then Christmas Day for next week. That's when the system does kind of show up for us. So, yes, great traveling weather through the weekend here around these parts. We had a nice day looking over Clarksville Lake. Very calm right now, so high pressure sitting right on top of us. So, looks like glass out of Clarksville Lake this afternoon. I'm going to see another day very similar to that heading into tomorrow. 58 degrees, so we did get a little bit warmer today. Actually did see highs hit up to 60 this afternoon. Winds going to remain calm skies. A few more clouds out this evening and tonight, so that should help keep our temperatures a little bit warmer. Most likely only dropping to the low 30s by daybreak tomorrow. Beautiful look behind us. This is actually courtesy of Mr. Andy Hunter. He was in downtown Edgefield yesterday. Got some great views of that downtown square there, and definitely lit up for Christmas time. Looking great. Cold temps in Edgefield tomorrow morning. That will be one of the spots that likely do get down to freezing. Low 30s for most spots right around daybreak tomorrow morning. High temperatures, though, despite clouds, most of our Fridays should be able to warm up at least to 60 degrees. So very comfortable throughout the day tomorrow. We are expecting a good bit of clouds, though, so we'll may see a few peaks of sun every now and then, but very light and variable wind, so not much of a wind factor again for your Friday. We do look to stay dry through Sunday, so that part of the forecast hasn't changed. Still looking at decent rain chances, though, for our Monday and Tuesday. So unfortunately for Christmas Day and Boxing Day, we are going to have a decent chance for at least some widespread rain. May not necessarily last all day long, but if you have any plans to be outside this weekend, still looks good to go. Christmas Eve, we're just going to notice a few more clouds showing up, and those high temperatures will be hitting the upper 60s. Mid 60s for your Saturday. Both mornings we should stay in the mid to upper 30s. Now as Santa comes to town Sunday night into Monday morning, low temp should be near 50, so a pretty mild night for Santa as he visits us. And then as we head towards Christmas Day, that's when the rain is likely to show up. Now high temperatures later into our Monday afternoon should be able to get at least into the 60s. Both models here showing a pretty high chance for rain, though, across the area. Rain chances do look to just kind of tick up as we head later throughout our Christmas Day. So early in the morning, may get lucky, not much rain out there, but as we get towards midday into the afternoon, that's when those rain chances definitely look to bump up. Could be a little bit breezy at times as that system does get closer late into the day Saturday. Now, if you remember last year, it felt much different on Christmas Day. We actually only had a high temperature of 42 degrees last Christmas, and then the Christmas before that, we were up to 75. So we're going to be in between this year. Right now, we're going with a forecast high of 64 degrees on Christmas Day, so not too far away from average. Now, as the rain chances do get closer to us late this weekend, early next week, that's when our barometric pressure will be dropping. So unfortunately, aches and pains may not feel the best as we head towards Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Quick look at the 7-day forecast. Nice and dry all the way through the weekend. Rain likely, though, early next week.
All right, thanks, Riley. This just in, live at 5, we're learning that nobody was hurt after a house and vehicle fire on Ruby Drive in Augusta. Fire crews say the homeowner was able to make it out safely, although from these photos, as you can tell, a good majority of that home is destroyed. We're working to learn more about what happened. Of course, we'll keep you updated as we learn more.
As we speak, millions of packages and Christmas presents are being transported by the post office ahead of Christmas.
And Zach Perletsky takes us behind the scenes of a postal service facility in South Carolina's upstate to see how workers are making sure every package gets to its destination just in time.
It is a very important part of the job. You know, we do take it very serious to deliver all the presents to the American public. You know, like I said, we spend all year just gearing up for this season just to make sure that it's successful.
Last holiday season, the USPS processed nearly 12 billion, yes, billion, packages and pieces of mail. This year, tens of millions have already come through this facility in Greenville, with more on the way until Christmas Day.
Here at the USPS Greenville Processing and Distribution Center, they've been handling between 160 and 195,000 packages every single day this entire month.
Plenty of overtime. It's generally busy at this time of year, so it's nothing that I'm not used to.
700 employees are working on the floor this holiday season.
When the mail comes in to us, we'll bring it to one of our parcel processing machines, and we'll process it, and we'll get it into a 5-digit zip, and then we'll send it out to customer service the next morning to be delivered.
For mail handlers like April Jones, the long hours are worth it to be able to make sure kids and families across the area have presents under their Christmas tree.
Oh, it's great.
The good news is some of America's biggest retailers like Amazon, Target, and Walmart are reporting that their shipping times are record fast this holiday season. So that's good news for Meredith as well, because I know she had some extra holiday shopping to do still.
Oh, I still do. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to the stores,
Oh,
though.
you'll be all right.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Still ahead, we'll show you how a tiny time capsule was reunited with the family of the woman who lost it.
First Alert Radar.
The Plaza Theater is the oldest movie theater in Atlanta. Pretty much all of the classics have been shown there.
Joshua Skinner shows us its latest brush with history has less to do with the silver screen and more to do with the lost and found.
For over 80 years, the Plaza Theater has turned out reliable entertainment, complete with popcorn, Coca-Cola, and of course, movies. But it was during a November bathroom renovation that owner Chris Escobar discovered a different kind of story.
Once we started taking off the old tile, we discovered a little piece of the wall fell out right here in this corner, and then we see this space behind the wall that no one knew about.
That space was a small closet attached to what used to be a manager's office, now a separate bathroom.
And that's when we discovered this incredible little historic find.
Buried under rock and dust.
Follow my shadow. It was back here under this pipe.
That little bit of history, a wallet from 1958, likely lost and stored, but never claimed.
I mean, this is a treasure trove of 1958.
Complete with credit cards, family photos, gas receipts, and a name, Floyd Culbreth. But could Floyd possibly be located 65 years later?
And you found him.
We did.
Floyd Culbreth was actually started as Floyd Porter.
This is Thea Chamberlain, Floyd Colbreth's daughter.
To be honest, mother losing stuff would not have been a surprise.
Floyd died over a decade ago. The Escobars and Chamberlains met at the Plaza Theater to exchange the wallet and memories. Weeks later, each viewing unearths new history.
Here's 10 gallons.
For 326.
Yeah.
That's like 1 gallon now.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
But mostly a window into a life and a love.
It has meant more than I realized that it would. Truly.
Another tale for a theater with a little bit of history on the screen as well as in the walls.
Yeah, I think this theater still has a number of stories to tell. You know, it still surprises us.
Escobar can't be sure which film was showing in the plaza that day the wallet went missing, but the newspapers from the summer of 1958 show that Around the World in 80 Days was playing in that very theater.
Well, you've heard of Elf on a Shelf, but did you know the Christmas tradition was started right here in Georgia? Sister Shonda Bell and Krista Pitts created the well-known Christmas book and elf doll back in 2005 right here in the Peach State. Now one of the sisters is sharing her tips for aspiring entrepreneurs.
All about encouraging women. You can do it. You can pursue your dreams. It's going to be tough. There's going to be rough roads. There's going to be rough patches. But if you're really willing to put in the work and to put in the effort and to lean on other people who are happy to encourage you and are wise, then you're going to go far.
Forbes estimates that the Lumistella company generates roughly $100 million each year. Riley?
All right, fun little fact there from the Peach State. If you are heading up to Clarksville the next couple of afternoons, we do look dry and the winds will be very calm, so the lake should look like glass the next few days. I'm going to look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
About Dupixent, the most prescribed biologic for asthma.
Were you or someone in your family injured in an accident involving a big truck? Chances are, while you were at the hospital, the insurance company was already on the scene with lawyers and crash experts trying to build a case against you. You need a skilled legal team on your side, and you need it immediately. I'm Austin Jackson. My law firm has experience, resources, and experts of our own to get you the results you deserve. Injured? Call Austin Jackson, the Augusta guy. 706-724-7224.
All right, welcome back. Look from our Beach Island camera, and the phenomenon we were talking about yesterday is happening again today. We have a very low cap on our atmosphere, so that is keeping any fire out there and all that smoke very close to ground level. So you can see someone start a fire in their backyard, and it's not even making it past the treetops there in Beach Island. So air of caution there. If you are going to start a bonfire tonight, expect some pretty smoky conditions near the ground level. And I actually had a report from somebody yesterday that they said even starting a fire in their fireplace in their home, they had to really get it rolling before that smoke finally was able to overtake that cap, so that could actually leave some smoke in your home as well. 58 degrees right now here in Augusta, so temperatures relatively mild for the near average for this time of year. We'll likely see temperatures get into the upper 50s, low 60s Friday afternoon. You can see cloudy skies, though, so not as much sunshine in store for our Friday. Heading into the weekend, we do look to still be dry. We'll hang on to partly cloudy skies into early Saturday, temps upper 30s to low 40s, seeing more sun by Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and that should allow us to warm up into the mid-60s. We're going to see an even warmer Sunday and hanging on to dry weather then, but Christmas Day Monday, unfortunately, is looking like some pretty decent rain chances for us. Stick with us. We're going to have much more coming up on Live at 5 just after the break.
The First Alert Radar Network.
With up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster.
Water